All right, guys, today what we're going to be working on is we're going to be looking and analyzing number patterns, working with number rules, and then creating ordered pairs from the tables or from the charts that we make, okay? So our first question here, it says, use the following pattern for examples 1 through 4. So here's our pattern. We have x is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, when y is 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. So our first question says, which pattern rule could be used to create the x coordinates? So we're just looking at our x coordinates here, and we've got to figure out which of these patterns would work. So we have 0, then we go up to 1, then we go up to 2, then we go up to 3, and then 4. So are we adding 0, add 1, add 2, or add 3? We could get this pattern, and we could keep this pattern going in our x column by adding 1 every single time. Okay, so let's take a look at our y column. On our y column, we have 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. So it says which pattern rule could be used to create the y coordinate. So if we look here, I have 0. Could I add 2, 3, 4, or 5 to get to my next number? I could add 3. And then would it keep working for the y values? So 3 plus 3 would give me 6, 6 plus 3 would give me 9, 9 plus 3 would give me 12. So for our y coordinates, our rule is going to be to add 3. Now, our next question says, which shows the ordered pair of the corresponding terms? When we write an ordered pair, first off, it has to be in parentheses, and there has to be a comma between our two numbers. Our x value is always going to come first, and our y value is going to come second. So my first ordered pair is going to be 0, comma, 0. I've got two numbers here that have that. My second ordered pair is going to have a 1 in the x spot and a 3 in the y spot. I see that right here. My next ordered pair would have a 2 in the x and a 6 in the y, like this. Then we would have a 3 in the x, a 9 in the y, just like this one, and then a 4 in the x and a 12 in the y. So our ordered pair list is this one right here, with our x values coming first and then our y values coming second. Okay. Last question says, which of the following best describes how the corresponding terms are related? So the value of the y coordinate is 3 times the corresponding value of the x, or the value of the y coordinate is 2 times the value of the corresponding x. Or the last one says the value of the y coordinate is 3 more than the corresponding value of the x. So at this point, we're looking at the relationship between our x and our y's. So what are we doing to our x every single time to get to our y? Okay, I know on this one, I can multiply 1 times 3 to get 3. I can multiply 2 times 3 to get 6. I can multiply 3 times 3 to get 9, and then 4 times 3 to get 12. So for every single row, we're taking our x value and we're multiplying it by 3. So down here, it says 3 times the x. That's what we're doing every single time, is we're taking our x value and we're multiplying it by 3 to get our y value. Okay, let's take a look at another set of ordered pairs. So here's our next set of ordered pairs. We have an x and we have a y. For our x row, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. For our y column, we have 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. So our first question wants to know which pattern could be used to create our x coordinate. So on this one, I'm just looking at my x coordinate. We're starting at 0, then we go to 1, then to 2, 3, 4. So every single time we're adding 1, okay? So our rule is to add 1. Our next question says which pattern rule could be used to create our y coordinates. So here's our y coordinates. We're starting at 0. We're going up 10, 20, 30, 40. We're adding 10 every single time. So our rule is add 10. Okay, now let's make some ordered pairs. Which of the ordered pairs of the corresponding terms of the pattern? So remember, ordered pairs have to be in parentheses. They have to have a comma separating both numbers. the x value has to be first, followed by the y value second. Okay, so our first ordered pair is going to be a 0, 0. But beyond that, then we have a 1 and a 10. We have a 2 and then a 20, a 3 and a 30, and then a 4 and a 40. So the only ordered pair set that matches that is this one right here. We have 0, 0, 1, 10, 2, 20, 3, 30, and 4, 40. Those are our correct ordered pairs that have the x first and the y second. All right, so let's take a look at this question. It says, which of the following best describes the corresponding terms are related? So, first one here says y coordinate is 20 times the x coordinate. B says the y coordinate is 2 times the x value. The C says the y coordinate is 10 times the value of the x. And then the last one says the y coordinate is 2 more than the value of the corresponding x. So now we're going to analyze the relationship between my x and my y. I've got to figure out what's happening to this x value every single time to get it to become the y value. So to get from 1 to 10, I know that I could add 9, or I could multiply by 10. Now one of those rules is going to fit the rest of the table. So to get from 2 to 20, I'm going to multiply by 10. To get from 3 to 30, I'm going to multiply by 10. To get from 4 to 40, I'm going to multiply by 10. So the rule or the relationship is that the value of the y is 10 times x. We're taking our x values and we're multiplying them by 10 every single time to get to the y. Okay, so let's look at it a little bit differently. On this one, we have the rule at the top of the table in each column. We just have to fill it in. So let's start with our x values here, and it says all of your x values are going to take x and then you're going to add 2. So 0, add 2, they already did for us. Now we're going to take 2 plus 2 and we're going to get 4. Okay. On our other side, it says to get your y values, add 4. So we have 0, and when we add 4, we get 4. All right, so keep working our way down the table here. 8. This says add 4, we would get 12. And then over here for our x values, we're going to take 6, and we're going to add 2, so we get 8. So now let's write a list of ordered pairs for our pattern. And remember, we want our x first and our y second. So my first ordered pair is going to be a 0, 0. Then I have a 2 and a 4. 2 is my x, 4 is my y. Then I have a 4 and an 8. 4 is my x, 8 is my y. Then we have 6 and 12. 6 is my x, 12 is my y. And then 8 and 16, where 8 is my x and 16 is the y. All right, so let's look at a table that's similar. Just different rules at the top of our chart, different numbers in our rows. So our first one says for the x column, you're going to take x, then you're going to add 1. In our y column, it says take y and add 3. So if I'm going to start in this box right here, 3 plus 3 is going to give me a 6 in this column right here. Let's take a look at our x's. For our x, we're always going to just add 1. So 2 plus 1 would give me a 3. 3 plus 1 would give me a 4. And then 4 plus 1 is 5, which is already filled in for us. And now let's take a look at our y column. So y plus 3 means 3 plus 3 would give me 6. And then 9 plus 3 would give me 12. And then 12 plus 3 would give me 15. And we can write our list of ordered pairs. 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9, 4, 12, and 5, 15.